Like, people used to live here, but everything ended up getting boarded up. It literally looks like we're in a George Orwell novel. A lot of crime here, a lot of drug use. There are also some huge homeless encampments. Canada is a country that's long prided itself on its rich history, cultural diversity, and beautiful landmarks that made the country truly unique on the world stage and a peak example of first world living. Fast forward to today though, Canada is not doing as hot as it once was, with stagnant economic growth, social unrest, limited high-paying job opportunities, a persistent housing crisis, and a high cost of living that's creating more social divide than ever before in the country. Since 2020, life in Ottawa, the capital of Canada, which is where I've lived my entire life, has changed dramatically, much like in many large metro areas across the country, as the city has been required to adapt to the lasting challenges of the pandemic, mass immigration, a government that seemingly doesn't care about its people in the slightest, along with evolving social priorities, let's put it that way, that are making many Canadians feel alienated from the country they once loved. And I know I'm not alone in thinking this way, as hundreds of you have voiced your opinions in the comment section of my recent video speaking about life in Canada as a regular working citizen who pays his taxes and is just trying to make it in the country. So in today's video, I'll be taking you around my hometown of Ottawa to show you what it's really like in early 2025. Let me know down in the comments where you're at in the country and how you feel about where the country is headed. Let's do it. So yeah, one of the things I wanted to show in this video, obviously this is a problem that I know is prevalent in many areas of Canada. Of course it is more municipality specific though, but here in Gatineau, which is the sister city to Ottawa, the capital, the amount of construction that takes place here, or we're going to be driving up into some neighborhoods here. We're talking thousands upon thousands of units and tens of thousands of new residents. Absolutely zero investment in infrastructure, okay? Right now it's noon, so there aren't that many cars here. But if you look right here, there is one lane here, okay? And this is one lane to basically service tens and tens of thousands of new residents and new vehicles as well, of course. So during rush hour, this is like literally a one lane that can be clogged a kilometer long. It can take 45 minutes to get through here. And when I moved to this area like 20 years ago, it was the same one lane with tens of thousands less people, and they have absolutely no inclination to actually make the roads wider. So yes, I know this is a problem that's specific here, fair enough, but let me know now in the comments, like wherever you are in Canada, do you feel like this is the same? Is it the same in Alberta? I'm not entirely sure. I did visit Alberta recently. It wasn't nearly as bad, but here in Quebec and Ontario, it's just absolutely zero investment in infrastructure whatsoever. So yeah, driving up here, we can see all these, this is all, built in the last 10 years, all of these on this side. We're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of units, and we can't even, see past all that. But we're gonna be driving up to another section. It literally looks like we're in a George Orwell novel, just how similar everything is and zero character. All of these units here are 100% occupied by people who have come to the country in the last year or so. That's just fact. Look at this. There's no character. I don't know why the city doesn't require a bit more character from the developers. And I'm a developer as well, and we actually try to make something look nice. This is just crazy, in my opinion. There's even, if we can get some shots between them, you can see that there's actually buildings in the parking lots as well. It's just building after building after building that looks at 100% exactly the same. And I've traveled a lot throughout the world. I've been to Japan, Europe a lot. I've been to the US all over. I've never seen anywhere that looks like this other than Canada post 5 years ago, essentially. And I do want to mention, there isn't anything inherently wrong with this, right? It's just kind of a feeling thing that as a Canadian, this just doesn't feel like what Canada represents at all, and in the slightest, in my opinion. So yeah, there's nothing necessarily wrong. I just wanted to show this as our new reality of what gets built in Canada as a result of the housing crisis. We just are building unit after unit after unit. The amount of single family, semi-detached homes is just dwindling more and more by the year. Cost of construction is going up, labor costs go up, and so this is what we're left with, maximizing to the absolute, down to the unit, how much we can put onto a plot of land, essentially, and it's creating these communities here. These roads, man. The road? Like, this is a main road in this region. It's insane. So one of the most shocking things is the fact that, like, a lot of these areas, there's really going to be that polarization of, you know, a brand new building like this, which undoubtedly their rents are going to be up to probably $6,000-7,000 for a large 3-bedroom. And this is, of course, it's in an area that's trying to be gentrified for sure, but this is an area of the city that's definitely struggled a bit more over the years and has had a higher crime rate and stuff. So I understand that this is how areas and neighborhoods get gentrified, but it's really just that discrepancy and polarization between the struggles of different people in Canada that's becoming a lot more prevalent and isn't something that was as intense and strongly seen on a day-to-day basis 5-10 years or more ago. So that's really one of the things that's most shocking in Canada, is seeing how rapidly there's becoming a rift between people who have money and people who don't, essentially, which is becoming, unfortunately, a larger portion of the population, unfortunately. All right, so now we're going to be driving up into an area of the city. So we're in a neighborhood called Hull, essentially, and this is just an area of Ottawa-Gatineau. And this is an area specifically where there's always pretty much been a lot of homelessness, essentially, because there's some shelters up here. However, man, over the past couple of years, it has gotten extremely bad and much worse. It's really, really unfortunate and sad to see. But I mean, here is a shot, essentially, that we can see here. So there's always been some issues here. However, especially during COVID, it got a lot worse. And over here, there used to be, it used to actually be an arena, and they're now tearing it down to build a larger homeless shelter, which of course is a good thing. We'll turn around. Oh, a nice dog. It's a big dog. But yeah, so this is a problem that's gotten a lot worse, of course, over the past couple of years. And for a city that has, like, in Gatineau specifically, we're only a couple 100,000. In Ottawa, there's like 1.4 million now. So for the whole region, we're about like 1.5, 1.6 million. But it has gotten much, much, much worse. We're going to jump over onto the Ottawa side and take a look as well. But this gives you a good idea, you know, of what's going on. And I know this is a problem pretty much all over the country right now. I had visited Calgary a couple months ago, and there were also some huge homeless encampments. Let me know down in the comments if you've seen this problem become a lot worse in your region as well. Yeah, so now we're driving into downtown Ottawa, essentially, which is, it's called Rideau Street. All of these buildings here have all come up in the past couple of years. There's a couple of them that are a bit older, but most of these towers up here have all cropped up in the last couple of years. And we're going to be driving up into sort of more of a commercial district where there's like shops, retail and stuff. And if you see here, like, a lot of the buildings, a lot of the businesses that were here when I grew up have pretty much all shut down in lieu now of cell phone shops, vape shops, even mushroom shops, and of course cannabis shops all over the place. So right here on this in this intersection, there's a mushroom shop here, a mushroom shop there. We've got a cannabis shop, a bong shop. Yeah. Another vape store here, a cash money shop. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate to see. This was a restaurant that actually my sister used to work at. She'd get harassed almost daily. It is closed down now. And there's a Tim Hortons, of course. But this is the downtown core of Ottawa's capital city, which is really unfortunate to see. All right, now up here, a couple lights past where we're going to be here. This is actually where the trucker rally was in Ottawa a couple years ago. So all of these streets in front of Parliament, all of this was barricaded off and closed up until about a year ago, actually. So even a good 12 months after the whole convoy ended up exiting this area, just out of fear that something like that would happen again, they had concrete barricades here, so you couldn't even drive, which was actually a real pain in the ass as someone who lives here and uses that street. It's like a main street. But yeah, all of this was closed, and still to this day, we're going to drive up in front of Parliament here. There's usually protesters for various different causes, so we'll see what we've got today. So we can see here the Bridgehead, which is a coffee shop. They are moving out of here. There's a lot of vacancies here. A lot of businesses have all just moved out, or even just closed down. So this whole block, I mean, this whole block here is basically all 100% shut down, as we can see. Really, really hard to have a business, a physical business, specifically in Canada, especially post-pandemic. Got a credit union, a vape shop, a cannabis shop, another cannabis shop, a union, postal worker union, Cash for You. And like, just to give you some context, like this here, we are not in a low income area. Like these buildings right here, like all these apartments, these are all $3,000 a month for a 2-bedroom, minimum $2,200 for a 1-bedroom and up. So it's not like we're in some area of the city that's, you know, having issues. Of course, there's issues down on the retail level. So right now we're driving through the Byward Market, which if you ever visit Ottawa and you go on Google and you're like, hey, what are the top things to do in Ottawa? Byward Market is usually one of the top 1, 2, or like 3 things that pops up. So this is what that has now become. A lot of crime here, a lot of drug use, general just feeling unsafe usually is how people characterize themselves when they're walking around here, especially at night.
Last time we came here, it got harassed multiple.
Yeah, in fact, the last time we walked here, we got harassed.
Oh, another cannabis.
So pretty much all of the buildings down here, like people used to live here, but everything ended up getting boarded up, and people have to have huge gates essentially because this whole region just got completely devastated essentially over the past couple of years. So of course this video was only able to capture just a fraction of what the capital region's looking like in early 2025, but I hope it's been able to provide some additional on-the-ground context to what I spoke about in my recent video covering the top 7 reasons why thousands of Canadians are actually now choosing to leave the country. Don't miss out on that one if you haven't watched it already. And let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed today's type of video, as it's completely different than what I usually post. So thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.